Hi there. If you woke up this morning and saw on CNN and other mainstream media that artists at the Grammy Awards last night spoke out about the world, you might have held out a tiny little hope that there was some mention of what's happening in Iran. There wasn't. Not one. And okay, you might say, well, this is all superficial nonsense anyway. Award shows are silly. Celebrities don't matter. We don't need them. And on one level, you may be right. But here's the uncomfortable truth. It does matter. Because moments like the Grammys are a cultural barometer. They're not random. They're curated. And they tell you which causes are safe and which are fashionable and which are still considered too complicated, too risky, or too inconvenient to touch. And that's what made last night so striking. On the same weekend that hundreds of thousands of us, Iranians, rallied across cities and continents, calling for freedom, calling for an end to mass killing at the hands of the Islamic Republic regime, the Grammys handed out awards, made statements, and went political, very political. There were references to immigration, ICE, Trump, to injustice, silence. So let's be clear, this was not an apolitical night, and yet Iran, zero. No mention of historic massacres, no mention of executing prisoners without trial, no mention of a nation fighting for its life. So what does that tell us? Well, either Iran is still completely off the radar, or worse, it is on the radar, but still not deemed worth the risk because supporting Iranians doesn't come with a neat script. It doesn't fit easily into some familiar activist templates, and maybe some artists still aren't sure if they're allowed to care. I say this as someone who used to cover the Grammys on TV seriously, as if it mattered, because culturally, shows like this do shape attention. They shape permission, and attention is power. And so, look, Iranians are not waiting for celebrities to save them. They're doing the bravest work themselves inside Iran. But the world paying attention does matter because governments watch culture and silence enables policy. So consider this a reality check, not a complaint. We still have a lot of work to do to make Iran impossible to ignore so that the world and its government stop enabling a murderous regime. And when everyone wakes up to that, hopefully those deeply caring Grammy winners will as well.